It's a challenge, and it has to be for players who think every game is fucking easy, and if you aren't one of those players, then you are a scumbag, you filthy casual. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Jordan CS No here, back with another cringy-ass video on the dark web. And today's video is a pretty interesting one, because I've put off making it for a while, mainly because it concerns the whole Quantum TV drama, and, you know, I kind of wanted to make this video outside of that drama and just focus on the videos at hand. But after I saw Quantum filing another false DMCA takedown, this time at Revengeance, I was just like, yeah, this isn't gonna end. I may as well just make this video and get it over and done with. And because I don't want this video to get demonetized from me mentioning Quantum's name too much, that will be the last time I mention it. I will now refer to him as Dickhead. So in today's video, we're going to be watching our good friend Dickhead's 3 original Elden Ring review videos, which are surprisingly how this drama all started. However, for the most part in this video, I will be trying to separate these Elden Ring reviews from the overarching drama, which really doesn't do a lot, because these videos are still complete shit. In fact, I would have to say they are easily the worst Elden Ring reviews that I've ever covered on this channel. And I've covered a decent amount this year, but holy shit, this one easily takes the cake. Like, it is very easy to see why people didn't take too kindly to these videos. I mean, the dude says some pretty bad stuff, not even just about the game, but he also goes on to talk a lot of shit about the Elden Ring community. Like, honestly, it's pretty easy to see why he took down these videos, and why he doesn't want people covering them. So no doubt, he's not gonna like this video very much. So on that note, let's just get straight into the video, starting with his first video, which was titled Elden Ring Review No Spoilers No BS Version. Which, don't worry, we're gonna find out there's a lot of BS in it. So let's just get straight into it.
So, today I'll be giving you guys a review of Elden Ring. No spoilers and none of that other nonsense, and we're gonna get straight to the point. Essentially, don't buy this game.
I mean, a little late to be telling me that, dickhead. Although really, I find it even funnier that it was literally the videos I made on this guy that allowed me to pay for my copy of Elden Ring.
That's the easy answer. Now, if you want the long answer, stay until the end and you will find out.
Oh boy, this should be good.
Essentially, in a nutshell though, the name of the game should not be called Elden Ring. The name of the game should be called You Died. Again and again and again.
Welcome to Elden Ring, motherfucker. I mean, dude, what the fuck were you expecting? It's a Souls game. You're supposed to die a lot and learn from your mistakes. Mainly because when you die in the game, it's usually because you did something stupid or made a mistake. It's rarely ever the fault of the game. And the whole idea is that you learn what you did wrong and do better next time.
Because that's all you're really going to spend most of your time doing. You're going to die because the game has no easy difficulty.
There is an easier difficulty, my guy. It's called getting some fucking summons. Like, honestly, summons aren't that hard to get. And they make fighting enemies 10 times easier. Either that, or you could just invest in a magic build, because a well-known staple of FromSoft games is that magic literally makes the game easier.
And, frankly, is extremely hard. And Bandai Namco likes to do this a lot in a lot of their games, where they make it just insanely difficult. And the difficulty spikes when you get to certain bosses are just, it's so unfair that you'll find yourself spending so many hours losing time away from your life.
Yeah, it's probably unfair because you're underleveled to fight those bosses. Like, you do realize that a lot of the bosses in this game require you to be a high level. Even some of the earlier bosses, like Margit and the Tree Sentinel, require you to level up a significant amount before you fight them. Which the game kinda tells you when the boss completely demolishes you in 2 shots. Like, if you can't tell, oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't fight this guy, when you get completely dusted in like 2 shots, that's your problem.
So I would say this game is for somebody who really is looking for a sandbox.
Oh my god. Bro doesn't even know what the game is.
They have no family, no friends, no life, and they have literally thousands of hours to grind away on a game to level up enough so that they don't end up losing.
My god, the salt is strong with this one. Like, he's literally insulting the entire Elden Ring community just because he couldn't get good at the game. And he was surprised that this video got backlash. How did you say this? Look back through this video, edit it, and upload it thinking, oh yeah, this will definitely blow over well. I mean, I only told them that they have no family, no friends, and no life because they like a game.
Because I tell you one thing about this game that's not really a spoiler, but something you should know. When you die, you lose everything you collected. Everything.
No, you still get to keep all your items and equipment when you die. You only lose your runes, which you can easily get back by just going to the place that you died at.
That means you start over, so leveling up is extremely hard because of the nature of the game and its difficulty level, and it's not fun. There's nothing fun about this game for somebody who is new to the franchise.
Yeah, as someone who's never played a Souls game prior to Elden Ring, I have to say I really enjoyed Elden Ring. And I'm sure millions of other people did as well. I mean, seriously, why do you think this game got so much praise? Oh, it's because people fucking enjoyed it.
I think if you're somebody who played something like Dark Souls before, you probably would like it, but if you're somebody new, the menu is cluttered, it's really hard to read, and it's not user interface friendly, and then the controls, and then all this is just clunky. The whole game feels like a clunker, right?
Alright, well, here's a crazy suggestion. A completely out-of-the-box, wild idea. I guarantee you have no idea what I'm about to tell you. But if you don't like the game's controls, have you ever considered rebinding them? You know, since the game literally lets you do it. It's rocket science, I know.
And then you look at the graphic style. It's a joke. It is literally a joke. It is like last gen being sold for new gen.
I mean, dude, the game was in development for like nearly 5 years. AKA before the new generation consoles came out. Of course, it's not gonna be the best looking game ever. But even still, the graphics are actually pretty good. Like, sure, they're not the best ever, but they're definitely not a joke. I mean, honestly, I feel like Dickhead's problem with the game here really just boils down to the fact that it isn't a Sony game.
Then you take into consideration the fact that, again, most of your time in the open world is spent just like running around kind of aimlessly, if I'm being honest. It's one of those games where like, it's so spread out, the map is so big, you're gonna spend a lot of time running around.
That's called exploration, my guy. You go out and explore the world. Especially in the early game, where you just make progress literally by exploring. Like, honestly, it kinda just seems like his problem here is that no one tells you where to go. Or in other words, that it's not a fucking Sony game.
And maybe that might be a little personal gripe for me that most might not share.
Yes it is.
But I'd like there to be a purpose to almost everything.
You're joking, right? Like, there literally is a purpose for everything. Like, did you pay attention to the fucking story of the game?
Like, everything is interactable and things like that.
Most things are interactable in the game. Like, you could literally break almost every object in the game. And sometimes when you're fighting big enemies, places around you will be destroyed by said big enemy. Like, the game is very interactable.
I guess the initial point of this video is to say that, like, unless you are somebody who wants a severe challenge.
Please nobody tell him that this is one of FromSoft's easier games.
I mean, you're the kind of person, you like dying 500 times in a row, and you like restarting and literally losing everything and going back to a save point, starting from scratch.
I'm just gonna pray that this guy never finds out what Dead Cells is.
If you like that kind of thing, Elden Ring is your game. If you don't like dying again and again and again and again and again, don't buy this game. If you get frustrated very easily, or you come home from work and you're just trying to unwind and relax, this is not a game for you.
I mean, maybe if you're trying to unwind and relax it isn't, but maybe some people just like getting home from work and getting stuck into a video game with a bit of challenge. Anyway, that's basically the end of the first video. It doesn't really say anything else important, so, you know, all in all, I'd say 10 out of 10 video. I mean, he did say a lot wrong, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't the second video.
Oh boy.
Buckle up, bitches.
So as you guys know, I did a review on Elden Ring. That didn't go very well, apparently, for some people, and namely the veterans of the Dark Souls series. So I'm receiving some backlash now that I wanted to address with some of you, because a lot of you are not only being childish, but I don't think you're actually seeing this objectively.
Alright, about 20 seconds in and we're already off to a good start. I mean, already this is shaping up to be the best response video ever. Because it's always a great start that when you're trying to convince somebody to come over to your side, that you tell them that they're acting childish and not seeing things objectively. Oh, don't worry guys, it gets worse.
So I'll try to put this in a way that maybe you can understand where average players are coming from. You see, every single Dark Souls fan watching this video right now had to die 1,000,001 times to learn how to play that game.
Whoa, and water's not actually wet. It's only actually the thing that touches water that's wet. But also, no one really took issue with you being bad at the game. It was more the fact that you were bad at the game and didn't want to try and get better at the game. Oh, that and the fact that you said Souls players have no lives and all of that, but, you know.
Using that experience and laterally jumping over into Elden Ring, you're able to, again, experience that level of challenge, but it's not as hard because you've already done something similar before. But you see, somebody like me, I've never played Elden Ring. I've never played Dark Souls. I didn't even know Elden Ring was a part of the Dark Souls series.
It's not part of the Dark Souls series. It's a Souls-like game.
When you see that there's a brand new Xbox Series X and PS5 exclusive in a time like now, where we have, like, nothing to play hardly.
Bro, it literally isn't an exclusive. It's multi-platform. It's available on pretty much every platform except Nintendo Switch.
Thing, and Elden Ring pops up, people talk it up, they say it's great. I give it a go as a complete and total outsider to the series. And you know what I met with when I talk about flaws with the series? The same thing I met with the TV world, where when you mention a problem with something, fans of that series just damage control it.
In your video, you mentioned one flaw, and that's the performance issues at the time, which I cut out of this video because it was kind of boring. But other than that, all of your points just boiled down to you being bad at the game, too lazy to get better, and also too stupid to know how open world games work.
They'll say stupid, petty, chisty, catty, childish shit, like, oh, you've lost credibility because you've spoke your mind, you gave your opinion, you now have no credibility with me.
Yeah, you kinda lose credibility when you speak about something that you have no fucking idea about. Pass it off as if you know everything about it, and then try to flame the audience. The only way down from there is trying to deflect it, which don't worry guys, you're about to see a lot of deflection.
Okay, bye bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's a great way to win them over.
PS5, Xbox Series X, power your dreams, the next level gaming, all that stuff, none of it happened, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you'd know this, but PS5 and Xbox Series X are separate from Elden Ring. In other words, those advertisements weren't made by From Software, meaning that they have no obligation to give you a quote next-gen experience just because it's a next-gen console. They just have to make a game that their fan base will like.
Then we look at the fact that when you look at the gameplay itself, it's clunky.
I mean, having Elden Ring gameplay right in front of me right now, I've really got no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
You have guys sitting up here acting like they never died once, they just one-shotted a boss. You're not one-shotting the boss. The way they made the game is so that the way the boss hits you, it takes so much of your life away. That's very frustrating.
Alright, here's a crazy suggestion. If you don't like bosses taking away all your health in one shot, level up Vigor. Like, surely you've seen the fuctillion memes and jokes about how Vigor is the only stat that you need to level up.
Now, I don't know how many of you like to game, but let me just give you a little personal insight as to how I like to game. I come home from work, I'm trying to unwind, I'm trying to relax. I'm not trying to sit there stressed out on some fucking game, yelling at the screen, trying to hashtag get good.
Well, maybe you should have said something closer to that in your original video. Like, you do realize there's a big difference between respectfully saying, yeah, so, you know, this game isn't really for me. I played it, didn't really like it, these are the issues I had with it. You know, as opposed to saying, this game is for no lives and people without friends or families. This game is shit.
You guys literally sound like abuse victims, right? Like you're in a really shitty relationship and that's just how it is, man. You know, you just take it on the chin, man. It's how it is.
And here we have the infamous abuse victim comment. Honestly, I really gotta ask what he was thinking when he was making this video. Like, did he actually think he was gonna convince anyone to come over to his side? Like, honestly, I feel like he just doesn't think. Because how the fuck do you record a video where you just double down, tell everyone else that they're being childish, and then call everyone abuse victims, and think, oh yeah, this is sure to win people over to my side? Nothing could go wrong.
Fuck that, you paid for that experience.
Yeah, and people enjoy that experience. People like a challenge. You know, kind of the whole fucking point of the Souls series and Souls games in general.
You shouldn't be saying that's how it is, or, you know, we just know that that's how these games are. It's not for everyone.
But that's just how they are, and those games aren't for everyone. Those are just facts. I really don't get the issue here. All you had to do in this video was just say, yeah, this game isn't for me, and then just move on.
A game that's not for everyone isn't a game that should be made, in my opinion. A game that's not for everyone isn't a game that should be made, in my opinion.
Well, then your opinion is fucking trash. I mean, dude, literally no game on Earth is made for everybody. Like, that's straight up impossible because people have different preferences. Like, honestly, this has got to be one of the stupidest takes on gaming I think I've ever fucking heard.
Games are supposed to be fun.
And Elden Ring is fun. Your point?
Transcend the reality that we have right now, take you to new worlds, give you new abilities, you're allowed to do things that you never ever could do in the real world without consequence.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do a lot of things in Elden Ring that you can't do in real life. Like, I don't know about everybody else here, but I can't exactly carry around a sword, shoot fireballs from my fingertips, and fight off hordes of dangerous armed enemies. The closest thing I can get to that in real life is a sword, a flamethrower, and just a group of essays.
And be accessible to anyone regardless of experience level.
Oh, don't worry, Elden Ring is very accessible. You can get it on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. However, it doesn't mean it's gonna accommodate to you if you're shit at the game and don't want to learn how to get better at it.
That's why I play games. Like, I don't play games to be stressed out. And so when I pick up Elden Ring, and I keep dying, and the bosses are hard, and you have to keep grinding, it just turns into a grind fest. If you took the thrill of dying a bunch of times out, or if the bosses were really easy, I'm pretty sure most of you die-hard fans would probably be pissed off and probably call the game what it really is. Trash.
Well, yeah, no shit. It's an essential element of the game. It's one of the core mechanics. Of course the game is going to be bad when you remove one of its core mechanics. It's the same if you remove a core mechanic from any game. Like, imagine if you removed web-slinging from Spider-Man PS4, or gliding from Batman Arkham City. Oh wow, they're pretty shit now, aren't they?
And the reality is, again, I'm new to the franchise, I have no idea what it is, and then, of course, when you go to the community as a new gamer, you would think, right, as a gamer, you'd have people being welcoming. I had maybe 5 people in the whole comment thread. Like, hey man, you know, let's do those bosses together, I'll help you out. You know, only 5 people, the rest of them were like, oh, you're a clown, you lost credibility, it's demeaning, player-shaming bullshit.
Okay, firstly, mad respect to those 5 people, but also, why the fuck would anyone want to help you out if you're literally insulting them just for liking the game? Like, that's the stupidest shit ever.
Because you're new to a game that's known, by the way, for being incredibly fucking difficult, and it's your fault.
It's more your fault because you don't want to get better at the game, and instead just want to sit there and insult the audience.
Not the dev's fault for not thinking of every single player of all kinds of walks of life.
I'm sorry, but it is not the developer's job to think of every single player of every walk of life. It's the developer's job to make a game that their fan base will enjoy.
They don't care. It's a challenge, and it has to be for players who think every game is fucking easy, and if you aren't one of those players, then you are a scumbag, you filthy casual. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
My fucking god. No wonder people fucking hated this video. Like, how the genuine fuck did he think this was gonna win people over to his side? Like, was he just sitting there thinking, I've got it. I know how I can win people over to my side. I'll just call them abuse victims and tell them to go kill themselves. Fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not gonna sit here and, like, be demeaned and talked down to because I don't enjoy a shitfest of a game that has poor graphics that didn't optimize for my gaming console.
Alright, here's a genius idea. Alright? If you don't like being demeaned for disliking a game, maybe don't demean people for liking it. Then maybe they won't demean you. I know, it's fucking rocket science. Holy shit.
Hey, if you like that kind of game, enjoy it. Have fun. Blow your mind, but I don't enjoy games like that.
And you could have just said that the whole time. You didn't have to say, at the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
If it's not as fun as playing Mario Karts, like that pure, innocent fun you get when you're just enjoying a Mario game.
Alright, here's a crazy idea, and I know I've blown all your minds with a lot of these, but this one is really gonna blow your mind, alright? If you wanna play a game like Mario Kart, that's fun. Play Mario Kart.
then it's not a fun fucking game. If you've got to really work to enjoy your experience, that is not fun.
You do realize that you have to work to enjoy pretty much every single gaming experience. Video games aren't like TV, where you can just sit back and passively watch. To some extent, all video games require you to work to enjoy them. And if you think I'm wrong, then next time you're playing a game, try putting down the controller and seeing how fun it is. Anyway, that's the end of the second video. Pretty much, he kinda just repeats himself more after this. But anyway, 10 out of 10 response video. I mean, I couldn't imagine it getting any backlash or anything like that. Oh, wait, there's a third video, which is basically a re-review of the game, and about how he got backlash. Oh, guess I was wrong. But don't worry guys, surely this one will be great. Alright, I'm sure he'll clear everything up. Let's watch it.
So, basically, in a nutshell, we're gonna start with the good stuff.
Oh my god, he's gonna say something positive, holy shit!
Elden Ring can be purchased at places like Amazon and really most online retailers, and returned. That's a silver lining. And the best thing about this game, because the game is terrible.
Oh, never mind. He's just gonna continue trying to be shitty and upset people. Okay, man, I really thought we were gonna get a different video this time. Oh well, it's as the common saying goes, when life gives you lemonade, you have to make lemons.
Now here's what I'll say to prove that the game is terrible.
Yeah guys, he's gonna prove to us why the game is terrible. He's not just gonna say that it's his opinion, no, it's 100% solid fact that the game is terrible.
Before even on my first Elden Ring No Bullshit review, literally kind of reached out to Elden Ring players, got attacked, all that kind of stuff.
How much you wanna bet when he reached out to them, he was basically just saying, yo, this game fucking sucks, worst game ever, 0 out of 10. It's too hard, my penis is minuscule.
But essentially it all resorts back to the same thing. You do not need an easy mode.
Yep, that's a fact.
Or any kind of easier mode, or even a normal difficulty option.
I mean, if the developers don't want to add any of that, they don't fucking have to, it's their game.
You know what, screw difficulty options altogether. The game is designed to be ultra hard, ultra challenging. That's the purpose of the game.
See? Now you're starting to get it, my friend. I mean, it only took 22 minutes of this video.
If you give it a difficulty option, all you're doing is destroying the game and there's no point in playing it. You know what that means, guys? That means this is a dumpster fire. Just toss it in the trash.
Okay, never mind. I forgot. Learning is for people with some semblance of self-awareness.
Why? Because a game that doesn't have an identity past being really hard isn't really a good game.
I mean, in all seriousness, when it comes down to it, Elden Ring has a lot more going for it than just difficulty. Because even if it was, let's say, I don't know, average difficulty, it still has interesting lore, fun combat, good exploration, cool characters, and good design. Personal favorite character is D. Hashtag D deserved better.
There are so many other aspects of game mechanics, physics, graphics, lighting, power to performance ratio. All of this game gets fundamentally wrong.
Now look, I could easily say that Dickhead is wrong and that he isn't an expert. He has no idea about any of the things he's talking about. He has no experience, blah blah blah. But he's definitely an expert in getting things fundamentally wrong. So I'm gonna take his word for it here.
Let's talk graphics. The game was delayed 4 years, right?
No, the game was in development for 4 years. It wasn't delayed 4 years. And I don't know why you've got because this is Dark Souls 4 on screen, because it isn't. It's in a completely different universe.
And the game's graphics are extremely dated. They look like last gen. You're still playing at 4K 30.
I mean, not on PC.
I mean, the game plays like a really old game, and I just don't understand why there is a need to defend the fact that that is not what a new-gen game should feel like.
Absolutely no one is defending the fact that Elden Ring looks last gen. Like, no one's upset that you said it looks last gen. I think it's more all the dumb shit that you've said, which is why you're getting backlash. Namely that Elden Ring players have no friends, no lives, no family, should go kill themselves, and are all abuse victims. Additionally, at the time of making this video, people were also quite upset about the threats of false copyright strikes that he made against other YouTubers.
It should feel snappy, it should feel responsive, it should feel buttery smooth.
I mean, it does for me.
This game doesn't really break the mold of any open world game that has ever existed. It doesn't.
It's literally completely different to almost every single other open world game out there. Like, people like this game because it's different and plays differently, and unlike a lot of other open world games out there, it doesn't baby you through the entire game and hold your hand.
It offers co-op, go online with your friends, and challenge a really hard boss, and ultimately, that's gonna have to be good enough. Because that's really all there is to this game. There is no real story mode.
Oh, there's no story mode. Yeah, you know what the story mode is? It's called playing the game and paying attention to the fucking story.
Or reason for why you're doing what you're doing.
My guy, it's an RPG. The reason for why you're doing what you're doing is up to you. Mainly because a big part of RPGs is that you roleplay your character. Hence the name role-playing game.
Yeah, sure, you can go hunt down the storylines that are really just like text pieces that pop up like it's 1994. I mean, like, it's not really anything of value to you, right?
Yeah, that's because Elden Ring and pretty much a lot of other Souls games aren't plot-focused games. The plot of the game is mainly derived from the lore of the game, which is the focus. Which usually in lore-driven games, you have to figure out the lore and piece it together yourself. Or you can just watch a Mossbag video about it or something, I don't know.
And, you know, there are no cinematic cutscenes that, like, razzle and dazzle and break the mold.
My guy, there are cinematic cutscenes in the game, and some of them are really fucking good. However, they're not the main focus of the game, mainly because this isn't a big story-heavy game. Like, I'm gonna say it again, and honestly I hope this is the last time I say it, but I feel like this guy's problem here is just that this isn't a Sony game. Like, if you want a game, like, if you really want a game that has cinematic cutscenes and isn't too difficult and holds your hand throughout the entire game, play a goddamn Sony game. And if you don't have any Sony games to play, that's fine, but don't come and complain that Elden Ring isn't like a Sony game.
While also offering a super challenging experience, I personally feel like, from my perspective, had the game had a cinematic story, it would have been worth it to get good, to fight through the story and learn more about this world and learn more about why you're doing what you're doing.
You literally do all of that. The only difference being that there isn't big cinematic cutscenes, and that why you go through the story is up to you. Like, really, the only difference is player choice.
And instead, it's just like, go here, kill that boss, grind for hours, get good. Okay, so what else do we do after that? No, that's the game.
Have you considered talking to any of the NPCs in the game? You know, trying to figure out their motivations, why they're there, you know? Since you love the story so much and love stories.
There are other problems with Elden Ring besides that. From a personal perspective, I don't like the user interface. I don't like that when you're a new player and you die and you lose all the runes, you lose everything you had. And again, runes are everything. If you die twice by being populated in an area with a high amount of enemies that you can't beat yet, you're gonna die again and you're gonna lose all your runes. Which has happened to pretty much every player.
I mean, maybe what the game's trying to tell you with that is that you shouldn't charge in head first to areas full of high-level enemies. And that you're not supposed to just attack everything you see. Whoa, who would have thought? A game teaching you not to make a mistake by punishing you for it.
And I do want to bring this next part into attention. The game has a toxic player base.
Oh, fuck. Here we go again.
No. You didn't hear that right. The game has a cult-like toxic player base. What does this mean? This means that the players of Elden Ring are likened to people who would rather drink blood from a cup than your neighbor next door.
Oh my god. How does this guy not understand why he gets so much hate from people? Like, obviously when you say shit like this, people aren't exactly going to like it. But yeah, you know, that's why we disagree with him. Not because he just gets a lot of shit wrong, or, you know, maybe it's just a personal disagreement. But it's because we're all cult members who drink blood from cups and pray to altars of Miyazaki. As someone who recently got introduced to the Souls community and has interacted with them playing Elden Ring, I'd actually like to say that the Souls community really get a bad reputation. They're actually quite nice and helpful, and none of them drink blood from cups. The only person I know who does that is me, and that's because I'm a vampire.
They are very weird people. And I'm not saying that as a diss, I'm saying that off of my experience with these people.
Yeah, your experience telling them that they have no family, no friends, and no lives, and that they should go kill themselves. Like, why does it surprise him that they don't like him very much? I really don't understand why the Souls community hate me so much. I only told them that they have no lives and that they're all abuse victims who should commit seppuku. It's because you're a cockhead, mate. That's why.
If you Google Quantum TV right now, or you look Quantum TV up on YouTube, rather, you'll see a string of attack videos because of my opinion of the review that I issued out.
Also, the fact that you threatened a smaller YouTuber with a false copyright strike. Don't forget that part.
In addition to the fact that when approached by what they call commentary, which is essentially gamers of a certain tier level that like to illegally download people's videos.
Man, if only he knew how fair use actually fucking worked.
Re-upload them and smack talk over them to own their review talking points, they call it fair use.
Yeah, that's called commentary and criticism, which is a part of fair use. You know what, I actually kinda don't care. This situation's been done to death, he's not gonna learn. I think it's pointless me saying it, because I think all of us know how fair use actually fucking works.
But that's the player base. They're not about fairness. From day one, your purpose is to get good.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how playing a video game is. When you start the video game, you usually want to try and get good at it.
You need to allow veteran players from the old Dark Souls game to come in and kick your ass at it, be better at it than you, and make you feel bad for it enough to get better and get where they are.
No, you kind of just need to want to play the game better, and want to actually complete the game. You know, kind of like in any fucking game. You're literally just describing every game on the planet.
Does that sound like an abusive relationship coming through the door? Like, that's exactly what this is.
Wanting to get better at something sounds like an abusive relationship to you. I mean, okay. Then again, it kind of makes sense why this guy refuses to do better and improve, so, you know.
And honestly speaking, I don't have the patience for it. Most people don't. Most people walk away from the game and say it's terrible. The one-star reviews are justified in a lot of cases, because these are opinions.
Yeah, they're just opinions. I agree. The thing is how you express those opinions. Because there's a big difference between saying, hey, so you know, in my opinion, I don't really like this game, not my kind of thing, and saying, yeah, this game's fucking trash, graphics are terrible, controls suck, you're an abuse victim if you play this.
I feel as though when this game's only real claim to fame is that it's super challenging, it's trash. Because it doesn't really introduce like mind-blowing mechanics that you've never seen before.
On a serious note, why does the game need to introduce new mind-blowing mechanics? Like, why can't it just be a fun game, regardless of whether or not it uses new or old mechanics? Why can't it just improve on existing mechanics like it does?
Like, are you swooping down on bosses after flying in from a dragon? No. Are you flame-throwing bosses with a dragon as a part of gameplay? No. These are the kinds of things that would be very cool.
I'm sorry, why is he going on about flying on dragons here? And flying into boss fights with dragons? And dragons this, dragons that. Dragging my nuts across your face.
You know, but they don't have in the game. And your only real mountable option is a horse. That is extremely lame. If it's a world built around mythical creatures in 2022, I feel like you should be able to ride most of them.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't really make any sense mechanically for why you could ride a dragon in Elden Ring. I really feel like that would be a detriment to the game. I mean, really though, I don't understand what's wrong with just riding a horse. Like, it gets you from point A to point B.
And the reality is, this game is a last-gen game. And they slap PS5 on the box, and it's just not good enough.
I mean, dude, if it wasn't on the PS5 or any of the next-gen systems, it wouldn't fucking sell well. Like, you do realize that if it wasn't on the next-gen systems, less people would be able to buy it.
All that being said, this message exists for those who are new, like I was, to FromSoft games, who have been cyberbullied, who have been experiencing this level of hatred from the community.
At this point, it's probably just you, Jim Sterling, and fucking Acerthorn, which, you know, brilliant group those three would be.
And I'll tell you this, just throw the game in the trash or literally just buy something else, because you're not going to find very many quality players. I honestly, as a fair, ratio, have only found 1%, quite literally, 1% of the player base are very nice people.
Yeah, only 1%, because you told the other 99% that they all have no lives and no families and should go commit seppuku. Yeah, no shit, 99% of people aren't gonna like you when you do that.
So, frankly, again, I can't sum it up enough. The game is trash, the community is trash, outside of 1%. If you fall into that 1%, congratulations, you are a decent human being, and you've survived by being the bare minimum expectation. But for everybody else, you're really, quite honestly, out of line, terrible people, and that never is gonna change.
Oh shit, am I the only one who thought that he was talking about himself in that last part there?
Be creative, FromSoft. Start welcoming players. Start doing something outside of saying get good. Maybe then you'll get my dollars.
Oh no, one person isn't buying FromSoft's games. I guess they'll just have to go cry with their other 12 million sales.
But until that point happens, enjoy all the other millions of sales that you had from other players that would rather be a mob than a community.
Oh my god. He keeps fucking going. He's literally just insulted everyone who's bought the game, the millions of people who spent money on the game. It honestly baffles me that he's surprised by the fact that Elden Ring players hate him this much when he attacks them this religiously.
No game of the year, no real champion, just bare minimum for their mediocre expectations. When real next-gen games come out, you'll be a footnote in a couple of months. Nobody will even talk about this game.
Oh wow, that aged poorly, considering Elden Ring was literally the best-selling game, and the most talked about game for, what, 2-3 months in a row? Gee, talk about an L take. So anyway, to conclude, best video I've ever seen in my entire life, 10 out of 10. Honestly, I don't think he deserves all the hate that he's been getting for it. I think it's a little bit unjustified. But anyway, that's the end of today's video. Holy shit, this video is fucking long. So if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, especially if you made it this far through the video. It would be really appreciated. Subscribe to the channel as well, turn on post notifications to join the Jordan CS No army. Follow me on Twitter, @JordanCSNo. Subscribe to my second channel, JordanCS2. Links to both of those will be in the description. Please don't send any hate to the individual we talked about in this video. It is really unneeded. But that's all for today's video. So until the next one, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll create a Discord server or something. Piss off.